So, dear students, I am conveying my greetings. Hope everyone is fine in good health. Wish you all the best in your life. So, before everything else, let us remind you regarding the previous lecture. That was the lecture number 11. We discussed about the types of personalities and some tips of developing the personalities. So now in lecture number 12, we will talk about what are those factors that is affecting the personality, as well as we will discuss some remaining portion of previous lectures. In this we will cover, that is the types of personalities. We talked about this as well in previous lecture, but that was in a short. Now let me in a brief introductory parts, I'm going to talk about the types of personality. So mainly there are three types of personality: extroversion type of people, introversion type of people, and ambivert types of peoples. So introvert personalities mean that the extrovert person is outgoing and a very sociable person, although most people tend toward either side. So Jung is a psychologist. He's believed that the mature, healthy adult personality reflects both attitudes equally. So those individuals who are highly socialized and like to live with others, they would like multiple group memberships, and they are usually, like for example, excessive drinkers, smokers, and drivers. This is called extroversion type of the people. So very sociable, very lovable in the societies, and always want to keep in contacts with the people in the societies. They always want to make themselves. They always want to make themselves be a unique in the reference to the peoples in the society. So extrovert mean that they don't stay more almost at home. بیرونگرا هستن، همیشه بیرون میره، از فعالیت های بیرون بسیار لذت میگیره، در مجالس و در پارتی و در بسیاری از سرمنی و مثلا اشتراک میکند. یک انسانی هستن که همیشه خود اجتماع پرست ظاهر میکند، که اشخاصی هستن که با همیشه در جامعه میباشه، در میان مردم میباشه. این افرادی هستن در اینا ما به نام extrovert type of people یا personality یاد میکنیم. دوم که از ما به نام introvert personality داریم، یعنی the introvert is opposite to extrovert. So introvert person tends to be very quiet, and such person is a very imaginative and more interested in an idea than interacting with the people. So it is opposite to extrovert. Those individuals who always live in their own imaginary worlds, they usually live in their own rooms. These groups include, for example, teachers, scientists, and thinkers and philosophers. They always live in their own imaginary worlds. They are always keep in touch with the books, and they are lonely, and they enjoy the lonely life, and they always feel to be alone and love to be alone always and every. Even if they are at home, they want to keep in touch with the books, but they not keep in touch with outside the worlds. So such type of peoples are called introvert types of people. They are very imaginative peoples. They don't share their ideas. They don't share their idea and interacting with the people. Just they want to keep aside themselves from the societies. این اشخاصی به نام ما درونگرا میگیم که همیشه احساس خوشی که میکند در تنهایی میکند. امرای کتاب، بسیار زندگی خیالی داشته میباشد، بسیار فکر افسانه‌ای داره. مثلا ساینسدانا که ریسرچ میکنه، انسان در میان روابطش امرای کتاب و امرای همون کاری خودش هستن. استاذا می قسم ساینسدانا، فلسفا که هستن، بسیار تینکرای مفکرین که هستن، همیشه امرای کتاب می باشه، دور از جامعه. این اشخاصی که مثلا به این نوعیتی داشته باشد، این مشخصات را داشته باشه، این شخصیت ما به نام شخصیت درونگرا یاد میکنیم، که همیشه خوش باشد، که تنها باشد، تنهایی نظر به زندگی اجتماعی در جامعه خوش داره. So such kind of people are called the introvert types of the personalities. While we have the third types of personality, that is called ambivert personalities. So some thinkers believe that in between these two types of personality, there is a third one which is called the ambivert personalities. So ambivert enjoy the either side. Sometimes they are very extrovert and sometimes they are very introvert. It means that as the Jung psychologists believe that most of the people in society in today's, they are ambivert types of the people, because almost very less number of people would be you experience in your life that they are totally extroverts or totally introverts. But almost you will find the majority of people in among these two the third group, that is ambivert. So those ambiverts are those people who are always enjoying both the parties, are called ambivert personalities. Sometimes they want to live with other people outside their rooms, their family members, and but sometimes they like to live alone in their own compound. So they are in the middle mind personalities. یعنی ambivert باز میان این می درونگرا بیرونگرا زندگی میکنه. گاهی وقت مثلا درونگرا می باشد، گاهی وقت بیرونگرا می باشد، گاهی وقت زندگی تنهایی خوش دارد، گاهی وقت زندگی اجتماعی خوش دارد. فقط شخصیتی است به شکل ambivert چی کرده، به شکل ambivert رشد داده. خب ما این نوع افراد در جامعه داریم و اکثریت مردم در جامعه ما شما که هستن و ambivert هستن، یعنی میتونه هم زندگی تنهایی و هم زندگی اجتماعی را تجربه بکند. یعنی بسیاری کمی از اشخاص شاید ما در زندگی داشته باشیم یا تجربه بکنیم یا ببینیم در گرد اطراف ما شما که مکمل introvert باشد یا مکمل extrovert باشد. So you many people you might have experienced in your life and you will experience in your coming life. That is that most of the people are ambivert types of personality. So they have the middle-minded peoples. It means they are among these two. So that's why we call this is the middle-minded of the personalities. Now, so there are some factors that is affecting the personalities. بعضی فاکتورهای وجود دارد اینجا که بالای از شخصیت انسان تاثیر دارد که خود biological factors است، یعنی فاکتورهای ارثی از بیولوژیک هستند که این خواص از والدین انتقال میشه به افراد و انسان به اون قسم شخصیت میگیرد. So it's geneticals and biologicals and hereditary factors in there. I mean that these factors are helping just to convey and to transfer some sort of the characteristics from their parents to their children. So like many biologicals factors are there in human body which plays a great roles. For example, the ductless gland, physics, body chemistry, which is relevant to the biological factor. It affects the personality of a person as well to some extent, as the research has conducted, and it has shown that these have a greater effects in developing of the personalities. As well as there are social factors. We are living in a social environment, so social environment is definitely affecting the personality of a person's. The same as psychological factors are there in a society, so it also affects the developing of the personality of a person's. So these factors are almost, if you work upon it, so we might get a good result as well. And something which is biological and hereditary, so to some extent we can mold it into a new positive sense, but almost it is since hereditary would not be capable to manage this in a proper way. But some other factors which is leading to devastate our personality should be kept intact. So biological factors, as I say, that provides the child with a certain endowment. So there are some constitutional factors. For example, physical constitution of individual, see the environment, what's going around the physical compounds. Short, for example, itself the physical appearance of a person, as we say, physical constitution of individual. Some people are very short, some people are very stout. Stout means very fat, very having a great weights. So tall and thin itself, it affects the personalities. Muscular and well proportional body, impressed by an individual who has a muscular and well proportional body. Height, weight, physical defects, health and strength, it also affects the personalities. خوری وزن، خوری ارتفاع قد انسان، خوری کدام نقص فیزیکی که انسان داشته باشد، همه صحت انسان و قوت انسان های خوری تاثیر داره بالای شخصیت انسان. So it all affects, these factors are all affecting their personalities. The same as biological factors. I mean itself, the nervous system plays a major role in personalities. For example, if we are having a great personality, a great nervous systems, سیستمی عصبی ما درست باشه، مشکلی روانی نداشته باشیم، از لحاظ بیولوژیک فعالیت‌ها به شکل درست داخل بدن ما شو انجام میده، کمیونیکیشن آهنگی در میان اعضای مختلف بدنی ما شما صورت میگیره، رابطه قرار به قرار میگیره، اما بیهیویر ما نشان میدیم یک بیهیویر درست در جامعه. پس لحاظا ما هیچگاهی و هیچ وقتی ما به شکل منفی در ذهن دیگران تصور نمیشیم. به این خاطر اگر ما یک فکری درست، یک سیستم عصبی قوی داشته باشیم، مشکل روانی نداشتیم، این خودی باعث این ما باشد که یک شخصیت بهترین داشته باشیم. اگر این مشکلات بود در وجه، طبعا این یک فاکتور میشه و به خاطری که مشکل پیدا میکنه در شخصیت انسان. So, intelligent person make better adjustment in home, school, in society. کسایی که با اصطلاح رسن میتونست در هر محیط خود را توافق بکنه امرای اون محیطی نو، چون مکتب از خانه جامعه هستن. این استعداد خودش اما یک از فاکتورهای نمی هستن که در شخصیت سازی انسان کار کرده. Sex difference, like for example, mostly we talks about the boys. Some boys are more assertive and vigorous. Boys are always prefer the adventures, while girls are very quieter and more injured by personal, emotional, and social problems. So it also, sex difference also is affecting the personalities. And nervous system, as I earlier mentioned, system عصبی که از بسیار مهم رول داره در شخصیت سازی انسان. اگر ما یک سیستم روانی خوبتر و بهترین و با صحتمند داشته باشیم، صحتمند باشیم، طبعا همین نروس سیستم عصبی ما، حالتهای دیگری بدنی ما و شما، بیهیویری ما شما نشاندهی یک بیهیویر بهترین میکند. اگر ما به سیستم عصبی کار نکنیم، به شکل درست کار نکنیم، طبعا بیهیویر ما تغییر میخوره. باز ما در جمعی از افرادی میاییم که یک شخصیت نادرست داشته باشیم، یعنی نرمال نی هستیم. خود سیستم عصبی در شخصیت سازی یک رول داره که خود یک فاکتور هستن به خاطر development of the personality. And اگر ما محیط رو ببینیم itself، محیط بیرونی هم بالای شخصیت سازی انسان تاثیر دارد. So personality of the individual develops in a social environment. Social environment give moral ideas. It gives us social attitudes and interest while learning the good things in societies. So it enables the person to develop a social self, which is another term for the personalities. The environment is great. We will be grow up in a great environment, and it will be definitely affecting our personality. So محیط بالای شخصیت سازی بسیار یک رول مهم داره، یک فاکتور هستن. امی قسم محیط فیزیکی ما شما includes the influence of climatic condition of particular area or a country or a man in his living. So school environment, social environment, or a school in school is itself a social environment, has a very important say in the personality development of the child's. The same as family environment، محیط خانواده است که هم یک فاکتوری هستند که در شخصیت انسان کار میکند. Family is a cradle of all social virtues, and we're always learning the good things in a family. So first environment of a child is home. Child comes in contact with his parents and other family members. He is learning all the things because in the first place that is a family which make the personalities. If family does not properly account themselves being responsible in socialization of their children and do not make their children's great. So that's why we say that the first place where the personality of child is being formed, that is in physical environment, that is a family. Likes, everyone likes, child are likes and dislikes. They learn all these things, and the expectancy of the peoples and some other emotional things they are learning the baby at home. So that's why I like this, I dislike this. So I need this, I don't need this. And for example, all these things the child is learning in the families. So they takes all these things with themselves and goes long life, and according to that they change their personality. So that's why we say family plays a major role in making the personality of a child. So be careful to be accountable for what you are doing in front of your children. If you are not socializing them properly, tomorrow these ill personality people will family would be responsible. So socio-economic condition of family in types of relation between the parents itself is a itself it facilitates a good factor for personality development. So cultural environment is itself a very good factors for affecting the personalities, that how to develop it. So it refers to a certain culture, tradition, ideals and values, etc., which are accepted in a particular society. All these factors leave a permanent impressions on child personalities. So how you develop your cultures and you transform this culture to the next and next generations, it's go alongside with the child's, and it bring a permanent changes and it bring a permanent impressions on the personality of a child. So try to make a good culture environment in which this factor play a major role, that to make a great child, to develop a great ideal and social values in themselves and accept them as a social norms in societies, and they will be definitely a great person in future. So if culture environment become a negative factors, so definitely it's affect the personality. School environment, school plays a very important role, because a significant parts of a children's life is spent in school between the age of 6 and 20 years. So almost a gap time has been passed. For example, 6 year, at the age of 6 he is being admitted to school and goes around till 20 years is going to continue the education. So he's learning a lot of things in school. So that schools also play a major role, and that's a fact that become a factor in personality affecting. So teacher is the substitutes of parents. So when there is no parents, so teacher is there. They substitute the parents. They teach the good and bad things to the good things and keep them from the bad in the societies. So this poses a new problem to be solved, new taboos to be accepted into super ego, and new models for maintaining and imitation and identification. So all of which contribute their share in modeling the personalities. In school, when a person is entering, have to learn the new things in their life. New things will come to their life. So this will model the personality of a person. So it does have an impact. This factor is having a great impact on the personality development of. Same as social rules, how to play social rules, like for example, son, brothers, student, officer, husband and father, throughout his life at different stage of life his and develop, they play a different rules, social rules. It does affect the personality of a child. So it's a factor for the development of the personality. We have to be very careful to this as well. So other thing, that is interpersonal relationships among the people, that is being transformed from one to other. It helps in the development of a certain social personality characteristic, like for example, attraction toward other, concept of the friendship, love and sympathy and hostility. We're all learning this when we are having an interpersonal relation with the others. Isolation, which is a negative orientations. It should be keep in mind that isolation is almost affecting the personality of a person in negative sense. So intelligence in mental functioning, interest in attitudes, level aspiration and achievement motivation, it itself are the factor that is playing a major role in personality development. So as well as communicating helps individuals to express themselves in the most convincing way. Communication skill helps to express thoughts and feelings and knowledge to pass to others in most desirable and effective manners. Communication skills acquired with the time and practice. People with great communication skill tend to have a better and impressive personality than those who have problem in communicating as in trusting with others. So communicating is another factor that is playing a major role in personality. But if you are not having a great communication skill, so it means you are negatively affected by the personalities, and you will be projected in the mind of people's as a not a great person, but as a low esteemed person in societies. So individual with effective communication skill can easily converse with other people around, and they can, whether that is their classmate, fellows, worker, peer, family, good communicator can communicate among these people and convince these people very great, having a great impacts on them. So other will be listening to them, that this person is such a great, that is why convincing everybody he's a great personality. So effective communication skills strengthen the bond among individual. It is also said to improve the interpersonal relation with other peoples. So speaking confidently itself, body language, all these are all making a person to be unique and distinct among the others. These are all those factors that is affecting the personalities. So let us see all these, and we might have we might have a great positive impacts. Next thing that is particular about the in regard to the, for example, speaking confidently in body language, as well as when we are talking, we have to be very particular about the pronunciation of words, because talking fluently in a fluent lecture in a fluency, it does affect your personality. It means you will be a great person in mind of the others, and no need to speak with a fake accent, or the accent you're having, just to go in a normal natural accent. So important to be good and patient listener is also a factor for personality. Speak convincingly so that other person understand what is intended to be communicated. And great personality have drawn inspiration from books. Improve character. And regarding to improve the character, it means like here I would like to put an example that reading is like exercise for your brain. It makes you think creatively. You draw up visuals and imagine scenes from line of a written words in a prose in a book. And most often, whether we like it or not, we compare ourselves to the character in a book. So be assured that a good book with various characters, with virtuous characters, with good characters, is going to turn you into a better person later or sooner. So we have to write and mix and think. This reading the books will make us to think creatively. So it's very important to improve our character, and improving of the character is possible by reading the good books, and we extract the good thoughts from the books, and what flaw we have to remove, what weakness we have to remove, and work on our opportunities, strengths that we are having. The same is conversing with others, with authors. It means each time we read a book, it is the author himself who is speaking to us through his words. So even years, decades, and centuries after their deaths, they still continue to live and teach lessons of life through their writing. So books are immortal. They survive the test of time to enlighten our minds. They keep us to make our personality. Though the authors of the book who has written the great books are already died, but the books are immortal. We will study their books, and we will converse with the authors of the books through reading their books, and we will become the great people in our life, and it will definitely become a factor for personality developments. So almost they make us feel good. So books are the source of knowledge. With knowledge comes confidence, and so reading make us feel more confidence, and we feel expertise in a subject from continuous readings. Doesn't matter if you have read only a novel or a short story, even your grammars and vocabulary would have improved. Grammar vocabulary would improve without your knowledge itself. It shapes your thoughts and belief reading the books of authors, the great personalities books. So whether you were conscious of it or not, but the chances are there in a belief system which is based on social norms that has evolved through centuries of history. So what you think are independent ideas may very well be philosophies created by the great thinkers of previous generations. So it will shape your personality. Read the books of other authors that has been written in the history. See what social norms are being expressed there, and just try to have them in yourself, and go ahead with it. So it will be a factor for your developing the personalities. So there are some influence of genius people are there in society. We are being influenced from them. ما از افراد نابغه در جامعه متاثر میشیم که خودش یک فاکتور میشه به خاطر یمو فاکتور میشه به خاطر پرسنالیتی شخصیت انسان. So the great books were written by some of the best minds in history. By reading them, your own mind can expand in your thoughts, reach to the higher planes. So reading the great books may not turn us into Einstein or Plato, or we can say Nelson. It will not make you Nelson Mandela. It will not make us the great philosopher if reading of a great books, but and their words can bring out our strength, and their words can bring a positive changes in our life. So that's reading the classic things, or reading the classic book can give you a better understanding of the word. So it is affecting the personalities. So, and the next thing that is very much important, that we have to be very much careful. We have to escape from the narrow box of specializations. It means that narrow box of specialization, it means that we have not to focus only in one portion of life, so in many portion of life. We have to focus on one portion of our life which is really important for us, and we have to work on it just to improve ourselves. Learn from past mistakes. Learning from past mistakes, it is itself giving an opportunity. It become a factor for your personality development. So by ignoring the discovery recorded in the great books, we are bound to make the same mistake both on a societal level and as well as in our own lives. So everyone has to forget his own path in this life, but why not see how other conquered the same challenges in the past? So see how the people become successful in this challenging situation in the past. There is no point to wander lost in a wilderness when dozens of good books are freely available for us. We have to read them, and we have to focus on these freely books that we can learn more good things from them, and improve your ability to comprehend. Although the great books weren't written for specialists and experts, they can be tough read. Reading comfort zone can do wonders for your comprehensions, as well as find your own answer to big life questions. So find the answer to some question that you are facing in your life. It might help you in as a leading factor of personality development. So develop a spirit of inquiry. Do always investigate regarding the good and bad, and find the consequences of a situation, that why it happens, whether if that is bad, why it happens, whether that is good. So see the both aspects of one's life, good and bad. It might help you in developing your personalities. It means find the spirit of inquiry in yourself. The same is the final things that we are going to discuss, that is thinking itself, and attention and effects of social networking behaviors. So these are all those factors that really helps and building up the great personalities. So let us just if you follow all these great thoughts we have been shared with you, you might be having and might be helpful with you just to make your personality a unique among the other peoples. So these are all the factors regarding the personality. So today's lectures was regarding the types and factors of personality. Let us go ahead with the next lectures. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Wish you all the best. Enjoy your life and keep me your prayers. Thank you for your attentions. Allah Hafiz.